Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining today's presentation entitled The Evolution of Imperial Irrigation District's Customer Service into a High-Performing State-of-the-Art Contact Center. Before we get started, I just want to review a few housekeeping items and let you know how you can participate in today's session. This webinar will last approximately 1 hour and it will be recorded. And a link to the webinar presentation and recording will be sent to you by the end of this week. Now, all participants are in listen-only mode, but you have the ability to ask questions using the questions pane on the GoToWebinar tool. So simply type in your questions and click Send. Now, today, our speakers are Tim Kelly, the President and CEO of Imperial Valley Economic Development Corporation, and Daniel Hurtado, Customer Service Supervisor at Imperial Irrigation District. We will have Tim start off the webinar with a brief overview of Imperial County. We will then have a case study from Daniel, who will talk about IID's contact center operations in Imperial Valley. At the end of the presentations, we will do a Q&A session and take as many questions as we have time for. With that, let's have Tim kick things off with the overview. Tim?
Good morning, Juliana.
Good morning.
Let me get my slides back to number one. I'd like to welcome everybody to this webinar. I thank you for taking the time. And first, a quick introduction of myself. I'm the President and CEO of the Imperial Valley Economic Development Corporation. I just finished a term as the statewide president for Team California, which does the marketing for the entire state of California. And a little bit more background that will come up later is I'm very involved in education and workforce training. I'm the vice chair of our Workforce Development Board and also our P16 Council. But to start off with, I just want to give you an idea of where the Imperial County is. We are located on in the southern part of California and along the border with Mexico. The capital of Baja California is Mexicali, Mexico, with a population of 1.3 million, and we are just across that. So what that means is we're have a very large presence of companies and education and workforce from Mexico, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But we are a very nice community, and the weather is ideal, as you can see in the pictures that we showed you. A lot of outdoor activities. As a matter of fact, one of the pictures we show you is at the sand dunes that are just east of here, which is ranked as one of the top 5 locations for families in the United States to vacation. It's called the Glamis Sand Dunes. We get about 180,000 visitors a weekend, which is one of the most visited sites in the state. Our location is ideal for a lot of industries, and the population that surrounds us is about 35 million people within 3.5 hours. The cities of Los Angeles, San Diego, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Tucson, Mexicali, Tijuana are all within short driving distance from the Imperial County, and so we've got a very large market. The aerospace industry is very strong in San Diego and Baja California, and it's starting to increase here in Imperial County. And one of the reasons for that is because we have 360 days of sunshine in the Imperial County. It's very unique. That's one of the reasons that the Blue Angels train here from January 1st through March. And we are pretty much unhindered by the weather here in the Imperial County. Agriculture, we grow crops year-round here in the Imperial County. A majority of the crops we grow in the wintertime because there's not a lot of competition. So this picture you're looking at is it was actually taken in the middle of December, and those crops are being ready to be harvested. But we do grow crops 365 days a year and harvest those crops continually. IT and BPO services are ideal for the Imperial County because of the workforce that we have And I think that one of the industries that's really related to this is the international trade and logistics, because of the amount of product that crosses the border on a daily basis. And so the freight forwarders, produce brokers, other types of brokers, international brokers, are located here on the border with Mexico and are very experienced in dealing with the customers internationally and throughout the globe. Renewable energy has really been a great industry for the Imperial County. We provide a lot of energy for Arizona and Los Angeles, San Diego, to about 14 utilities that are in our region. We lead the North America in geothermal energy and currently are leading in solar energy. We're developing a lot of biofuels projects here in the Imperial County, and so it's been a good industry for us. It's generated a lot of taxes and a lot of jobs in our county. And specialized manufacturing, one of the companies we're getting ready to break ground, Symbol Materials, will be producing lithium, manganese, and zinc from the geothermal brine, and that's a pretty large industry that's going to pick up. The transportation and logistics, because of our location close to the ports of Los Angeles, San Diego, and of course Baja California, we have it's about the third busiest port in the nation as far as product that's crossing the back and forth across the border, and so we're very experienced in that industry. And so one of the advantages that we have is this bicultural and bilingual environment that exists here in Imperial County. We've got 14 universities that surround our area, many of those in Baja California, and we have students that study in the United States from Mexico and students from the United States that study in Mexico. So it goes both directions, and because of that, it's very binational, very bicultural, very bilingual. The other thing is that we have a very high retention rate of workers. People like to live here. It's a great climate, and so therefore when students do go away to study, if there's a job here in the Imperial County, they will return. And a lot of that is because of the families that live here. Very close-knit community and family-oriented quality of life. We have a real good alignment with our government, and so we work very close with our state government, with our local government, the cities, and the county. And we also work very closely with the governments in Mexico, both nationally and statewide and federal. The business climate here is very good. We're very pro-business. We're a community that wants to grow, that wants to bring in new industry, that wants to create jobs, and we want to see businesses succeed. And of course, we're very close to, as I mentioned, the 35 million people that surround this area within 3.5 hours. The other thing is we're very competitive. There's a lot of available office space. One of the reasons for that is because of our growth, that many retail customers have grown out of their existing facilities, have opened larger ones, which has left behind smaller facilities that can be used for other uses, and we've had a lot of that changeover, which has been good for our economy. And this is an example of that. We have new retail sites that are under development, and as I mentioned, as we're building new sites, then we have existing sites that are looking for reuse and create some opportunities. And these are actually, what you're looking at are some projects that I marketed, and the investment came from Asia, and we're now getting ready to start on another phase. We just did the groundbreaking last week. And so international investment in our community has been very strong. We have 5 regional centers, 3 of which are under development, and that's for the EB-5 program. So we can bring in not only investment, but we can help clients with their green cards and get into the country. And we've done a lot of that. We have about $250 million of investment in that industry that's coming. The incentives that we have in this county, one of the things that we're able to do is really piggyback a lot of the incentives that are available. The California Competes tax credits, we just had one company, California Ethanol Power, receive one of the largest tax benefits here in the state of California under the California Competes program. Our office assists in the pre-application and the application of that. So it's a program that was developed to help businesses create jobs, and it's been successful. There's a round that opens up every quarter, so it's never too late to apply. And we've been successful already, and we have several more clients we're working with. The Workforce Investment Opportunity Act is the new act that was just approved by Congress, And I sit on the Workforce Development Board, so part of my job is to implement that act. We receive about $15 to $16 million a year that we use toward workforce training for the industries that are identified in our strategic plan, of which call centers and BPO centers are identified in that plan. So we can easily transition those funds to the development of the workforce. We do the sponsorship of recruitment fairs, so if a company comes in, we'll put together the recruitment fairs, and we'll bring literally thousands of people together that are looking for jobs, and we'll assist in the pre-qualifications for those employees. The on-the-job training funds, there's a special program that will actually, as employees are hired, then we can do on-the-job training, and they can pay anywhere from 50% to 100% of the salaries of the employees over a certain period of time. And that's been a very successful program for us. We do have incubators for companies to move in, so we can get them going right away at low cost, and as they grow, then we'll find new locations for them. We're also a hub zone, and that is a historically underutilized business zone. Federal contracts, companies that deal with the federal government are required to hire companies and employees that are from hub zones. There's about, I think it's 20% of all of their contracts have to come from hub zones. So companies that operate within the Imperial Valley in a hub zone get preference points on dealing with the federal government. And so therefore, all things being equal, then you get 10% basis points for being in a hub zone, and then there's other categories that can elevate you to a higher level. These are some of the companies we work very close with, and many of those are international, such as R.L. Jones, which operates across the border with Mexico, all the way from Tijuana to all the way to Texas, and F. Romero. These are companies that are very familiar with the BPO service and call center service. Synthetic Genomics is one of the companies that just came to the Imperial Valley a couple of years ago that's international, doing work internationally. Earthrise is an international company that provides about 35% of the rolled spirulina for pharmaceuticals and nutraceuticals, and that company is getting ready to expand. Ormat is an Israeli company that operates the several of the geothermal wells in the Imperial County. Helena Chemical is an agriculture provider. El Toro Export is one of our leading exporters of agriculture projects throughout the globe, mainly Asia, all over the Pacific and into the Middle East and Europe. And then Tenaska Solar Ventures is leader in the solar industry here in the Imperial County. As I mentioned, we've been leading in solar industry of about 1.5 gigawatts of development in that industry. There's a couple of resources. You can contact IVDC, and what we're doing is trying to attract the BPO and contact centers here in the Imperial County. We've have several companies we're working with, and we look to bring in more and develop that industry. Just wanted to add one other thing, and that's one of our initiatives is what's called the Cali Baja Binational Mega Region, where we do joint marketing with San Diego and Baja California to attract industry and to promote this binational, bicultural environment that we have. So I want to thank you for the time that we've had, and I'll turn it back over to Juliana.
Great. Thanks so much, Tim, for that overview. We are now going to basically hear from Daniel from IID on the IID case study.
Thank you very much, Juliana. Thank you, Tim. Good morning, everyone. Once again, thank you for joining the webinar today for Imperial Irrigation District's Customer Service Contact Center. My name is Daniel Hurtado. I am a supervisor of customer service here at the district. I've been here at the district going on a little bit more than 8 years here with the district. Over my time here, I have seen many advancements in technologies for contact centers, and also different things in regards to recruitment of staff or personnel, which is highly key for a successful contact center. So I'm very excited today to share this presentation with you, and towards the end we will have some time for question and answers. So let's begin. Today, this morning, this is our agenda. I'm going to review with you a little bit about who we are, about IID, what do we do, about our contact center operations, and how important it is to our operation here, our strategic workforce, the staff that we have and how we align the staff to work for us here, and our customer service successes, which is a key part of, over these last, I would say, something like a 5-year plan of which we've developed in increments of different things that we've done to accomplish our successes, and then, of course, at the very end for some Q&A at the very end. About IID, I'm very proud to be part of an organization or a company that has had over 100 years of service. We do in our name, our name is Imperial Irrigation District. We do provide irrigation water, but along with that, we also provide power, which is a very big part of what we do besides the water. We keep the water flowing and the lights on for our customers. This is about our IID service territory. We service all part of Imperial County, parts of Riverside and San Diego counties. We have a very large service territory. As you can see there in the slide, the yellow line outlines our electric boundary there, and encompasses the major cities of Indio, Coachella, La Quinta in Riverside County, Coachella Valley, and then here in Imperial County, Imperial, El Centro, and Calexico. Service territory covers about 6,471 square miles. And in regards to our electric customers, what that equates to is about, we service more than 145,000 electric customers of which we provide service. Just a couple facts there. We are the 3rd largest public power provider in California, which being the 6th largest utility in the state, which is very big there. Next, we're going to go into our contact center operations. Pretty much here at the district, our contact center, we are the hub of the district. All communication, all incoming calls to the district come through here, through our contact center, which is very critical. We have our customer contact touch points. We have 2 primary ways customers can receive service. We have 2 main numbers, which is our 1-800 number and our toll-free number. A majority of our customer experience starts with our IID's IVR, or Interactive Voice Response System, which we've put a lot of time and effort in to develop over time, and we'll go over that a little bit later in the review here. Customers also have the options to visit our IID Energy customer service contact centers, which are located. There are the locations up on your screen for our Coachella Valley customers. We have La Quinta, which is our division office. Here at headquarters, Imperial is our headquarters here in Imperial Valley, which is also a division office, which includes the cities of Brawley, El Centro, and Calexico. Going into our hours of operation, our regular business hours are Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. This is for primarily any calls coming into the district in regards to customer service. It could be, majority of it is power, but there are water calls, miscellaneous calls, general information, and other things for the district. We also have extended hours, which has played a critical role in what we do here, which includes days of the week, Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. to midnight, and also includes Saturday and Sunday, 7:30 a.m. to midnight. We are not quite yet a 24-hour operation, but we do cover a majority of the operating hours. In these extended hours, we are pretty much the dispatcher for emergency calls and power outages. All calls continue to route here. We play a very big part of our disaster recovery plan, disaster relief. Should there be any disasters, such as an earthquake, a major storm event, things of that nature, which we have played a critical role in restoring power back to our customers, working with our dispatch, the ones that control our electric system, to efficiently put the service back on for our customers. And also during this time, we have extended business processes that we were able to shift during regular business hours that are very critical and key, but we could concentrate more time on telephone calls, service during the day. Of course, the work needs to get done, and we needed to find a solution to do that. And so some of those major business processes have been offset to the evening hours and the weekends. Some of that includes data collection, processing of customer requests, data entry, custom reports, and other things that we have to do here in the office. So that's been a very important part of what we do here. Next is our communication. We are very key, or based on the feedback that we receive from our customers, of how we outreach to our customers. As we've noticed over the years, social media has become very important. Now everybody seems to have a mobile device, either a tablet, or something that they have with them at all times, and they need critical or important information. Over the last, I would say, 2 years, we have seen our social media accounts grow. We do have an account, IID Energy, and also Imperial Irrigation District, which primarily on the energy side of the house, we use it for the reports of updates of power outages, critical information, which that also controls or gets tied into our outage management information that we give to our customers on our website. So we've been able to successfully tie that in there, which the accounts include a Facebook, a Twitter, and YouTube. Pretty much what we've noticed over time as feedback and things from customers as demonstrations and how to do certain things. For example, how to turn on your main breaker. We've done a very nice piece on procedures. Not all customers are familiar with their panel, their main breaker, their meter, what to look for when it is energized, different things like that, which has been very successful. Our outbound campaigns, which I'll go into a little bit later, which has been very, very successful for us, going on almost a year and a half now. We also sent out a monthly invoice circuit and very important information on our company website. Also, our IVR, we have the opportunity to record special messages here in the office. As a matter of fact, we have a somewhat of a recording part of the office here, which we can record critical information such as power outage information, estimated energy programs that we offer our customers, miscellaneous information. Just recently when we did our major IVR upgrade, we were also able to include call placement in queue, estimated wait time, and also the interaction of customers receiving information and should they want an application or more data regarding a certain program that we offer, an automatic to mail to them or to email it to them, and the IVR takes care of all that information inside the system. And going into a little bit about our interactive voice response system, or IVR, IID receives over 600,000 inbound calls a year, and what that equals to is approximately 50,000 calls per month. And over time, as we have been making efficiencies, we have been reducing our abandonment rate. We have been giving the customers of different options to contact us, which has grown over the years. Our customer calls to the district continue to gradually increase every year. So the technology, or the advancement of the technology that I'll be going into, has helped with the growth of the business, the growth of the calls, and the different programs and services that we offer our customers. And as an overall makeup, approximately 54% of calls are answered by the agents. This last couple years back, I can report at the end of 2012, we went through a major IVR upgrade. What we had noticed going through the years that our system was towards the end of life. We did an analysis on the system from our hardware, and our software was very out of date to what was out there or on the market, and what the feedback that we were hearing back from our customers of the options that they were requesting to conduct business. And so it took us about 1 year. This was a very major project that we accomplished. It took us about 1 year implementation, talking to the different parts of our company, the water department, energy department, general services. It was quite a big accomplishment to get all that information together to design a system for the business, and it's something that we can grow into, and also for our customers. So this was a very big accomplishment at the end of 2012, which we have reaped the benefits of, and I will go into that a little bit later. It was a major redesign of all of our hardware and our software. We noticed that we needed to increase our functionality, our self-service options for our customers. We needed flexibility in our system for modifications and changes on the fly, which before we did not have those options. And very important, as the business continued to increase and grow with calls, we needed to offset some of that load to the system and more of the system to handle those inbound calls that were being received from customers. So I can report we accomplished our goal. Our goal was about 40% of calls, inbound calls, to be handled by our self-service options, which right now we're at about 42%. A very critical part of our operation now, what we've turned into, is our outbound dialer. We went live with our outbound dialer in July of 2013. During this time, our outbound dialer makes approximately 170,000 outbound calls per year. We currently have 7 outbound customer campaigns in which we give very critical or extended customer communication to our customers, which the feedback from our customers has been very positive. I would say very positive. And you know, now everybody has mobile devices wherever they go. Some customers, you know, still like the mailers in the mail, but majority of the customers like the mobile number or the mobile device, best point of contact to give them that information instantly. Some of the major outbound campaigns we have at this time: scheduled power outages. We notify customers in advance of a planned or scheduled outage. We advise customers of important things regarding their electric bill, reminder for payment, other critical campaigns or information that we need to give them. And we're also developing, from the feedback from the other units in the district and the other departments, other critical information that is very important that we need to get out to our customers in a timely manner and for efficiencies and cost savings. Because of all this, we forecast over about 225,000 outbound calls in 2015, and that number, I believe, over time will continue to grow as we implement our other campaigns. And of these campaigns, some run daily, which a majority of them do, and some also run either monthly. It depends on what it is. This campaigns, we've integrated them with, of course, our IVR system. They also interface with our GIS system, which is GoSync, mostly for the outages, power restoration, and also our customer care system, which is SAP. A lot of what we do integrates with our other interfaces into our IVR, which is GIS, our GoSync system, and also our SAP customer care system. And going back to what I mentioned earlier in regards to our evolving technologies and business process, so over the years, we've noticed that we've needed to enhance our multi-channel communications to our customers, which includes telephone, email, now e-fax, and written correspondence. I can tell you that over time we still continue, calls increase, but as time also continues, more and more customers communicate in written communication, either by email, fax, or written correspondence. So we have a team of selected individuals that are dedicated to handling our email operation, our faxes, written correspondence, and now everything is scanned and uploaded into our system. So we've made a lot of improvements and efficiencies there. Last year we received about 15,000 emails and faxes. This year we're on pace. We've already broken that number. We're close to almost 17,000 emails and faxes, and the year is not over. We still have about a year and a half left. So that has also been a very important part of our operation and our templates and things that we use for responses back to our customers for efficiencies. We've also looked into chat over time. Customers also like the chat option, so that's one thing that we're looking into. Quite not there yet, but that chat option is something that we're looking into. And what's neat about our IVR system, when we did do the major upgrade or redesign, our system takes care of all the routing of calls. Customers have the option in our system for callbacks. They also have the option to leave a voicemail if they like to leave a brief message. All our emails and faxes are routed through our system to the next available agent with that particular skill, and other specialized department calls and queue types is very important. So when the caller goes through our tree to navigate the most efficient, or what they would like to accomplish, we have developed special queues that the agent sees on their side, and they also have those skills in their profile. Some of these major queue types include billing inquiries, service notifications, start-stop service, bill payment, net metering. As time continues, more and more customers are looking into solar and wanting to develop solar at their location, which generates a net metering bill, and we have to be specialized and take the time to review that type of invoice, and if they have any questions regarding their service. A very big part of what we do is payment arrangements. Right now, I would say about 23% of our calls are credit related. 23% of our calls are credit related in regards to credit, deposits, arrangements, things of that such. Our energy programs is very important. We have to be knowledgeable and explain our energy programs. Commercial accounts, average billing, and general information, just some of the queue types. And just to recap, right now about 23% of our calls are credit related, 17% are payment related, and about 17% payment related, 21% billing inquiries, and about 16% service requests. Going into the evolving technology for the hardware, desktop, dual monitors. As time continues, 2 screens are very important. One to have our customer care system up, another to reference critical data, critical information. A lot of what we do is communicating by email, messages, up-to-date information. Telephone, noise-canceling headsets. In regards to our software, we have our primary customer care system that we use is SAP. What does pretty much the back end of our routing? We do have our IVR, but then we also have our OpenScape Contact Center, which is a Siemens now unified product of what we use, and that's been very helpful to us in the customer experience, from the wait times to the callback requests. The customer experience after they request to speak to an agent has been very important. A lot of what we use is Microsoft Office. Screen pops, very critical, which has saved efficiencies in giving the customer's account number, information on the screen, who we're talking to, and what type of call it is, whether it's an emergency, it's an outage, it's a payment, or a request to do a move-in or a move-out or transfer of electric service. What's also been very key is in our payment processing. We've developed over time an integrated payment screen in our customer care system, which has been very efficient and to save the district time and funds in processing our payments for those customers that prefer to talk to an agent and process the payment rather than go through our automated system. Some of the tools that we have here in the office also include an agent toolbar, which is also a performance viewer, tells the agents calls the queue, oldest contact or oldest call waiting, their utilization, which is very important, how their day is utilized, their availability, their time they spend in work or wrap up, which is very important. They can see real-time stats, calls handled, average handle time, and average wait time, which is very critical part of contact center operations. Next, I would say that we're probably going to go to one of the biggest portions, or what we do here is in our strategic workforce. And I can say that this is one of our greatest attributes of our contact center, is our workforce. And also technology is very important, and the tools that you have to do the job are very important. But if you do not have the employees to operate or to make the most of that, we will not be successful. The employee makes the customer experience, which we found here, which is very important, and there's some very strategic things that we've come up with us over the years that has been very helpful. And from our recruitment, we work very closely with our internal HR recruitment to resource customer service staffing needs. We review profiles of professionals from wide talent pools, especially selections of homegrown talent that is invested in our local communities. The district is a very sought-after place to work for, one of the major employers here, especially in the Imperial Valley. Every time we do have a posting or a position open, I would say there's anywhere from 300 to 400 very good applicants that we go through to pick the talent that we need here. And one of the key processes in reviewing the resumes, what we've noticed continually through the years, the employee attributes and the qualities make the employee and make what we do here. Key, very bilingual. 1/3 of our calls are bilingual. Other 2/3 are English. Bilingual is a very important attribute and quality to have. Multi-skilled. What we notice: work ethic, service factor, loyal, dedicated, and customer engagement. And in reviewing these, some of these are some of the most important things that we look for in developing or to develop and recruit our agents. Most of the time, the agents the candidates have a general or basic understanding of the electric utility or a utility. So what we do is we ask them in the interview process, based on in-depth problem solving and quick thinking thought process, to see the potential that they have there, which is very important in the questions or in the interview process. And I can also say that we partner with local workforce agencies for contract employees. Here in the Valley, we do contract with Hunter and Labor Ready to assist in the recruitment for employee needs that we need to fill the gaps or different things that we have here in the office, which has been very important. Training. Training is a very critical and key part. As processes and programs and policies change, maintaining up-to-date training materials can be a challenge. Call volumes and daily customer scenarios dictate training process for new agents. Training is very important, and what we've noticed over time and how we documented that training and the processes that we reviewed or had reviews with our agents. So a typical training process is about 3 weeks, about 120 hours of agent training. That equals to about 1 week of classroom training and 2 weeks of agent job shadowing. At first, when they start off, in their skills-based routing, we give them very limited skills until they master those skills. And then gradually, as time continues, it increases over time from about a 3 month to 6 months to 1 year. What's very important that all of our calls are monitored for training and quality assurance. This also includes voice and screen capture, which we have made many efficiencies since we did our upgrade, especially with this tool, to make sure that we are doing each transaction the most efficient and correct way, and the agent or representative gets that instant feedback of how they're performing and what the interaction is with the customer and the different screens that they were referencing to, and completing the transaction in a timely manner. What's very unique about our operation here for our contact center for the call center and customer service is that in our section, which includes billing, credit and collections, and field services, we are very much a part of each other and what we do in our operations and the procedures we do. So all of the agents that are hired have to be trained to have an understanding of each of those sections and the procedures that we do and how we relate to each other, which has been very important. And what it goes back to is documentation and training. Documentation and training, we have a training log or a sheet at the beginning of the year that we have like a training metrics with all these different important units and the different skills that either need to be reviewed or to go through on an annual basis. And we put a lot of time and effort into this training, which our goal is over 80 hours of training for this matrix, which is some is internal and some is procedural. So, and we get that accomplished and get that done. Also, what's a very important part of what we do is in our training is our standard operating procedures. We have about over 20 key SOPs, and it took us about 2 years to develop our standard operating procedures, and we update these yearly. This also includes our business process procedures, which we also update yearly. Training training documentation, first call resolution guides. We have first call resolution guides for different calls of what should we receive from the energy to water to general services. We have a shared drive that holds or contains all of our important information and updates, and our test environment. Test environment is very important. This is what we use for agents to, before they complete live transactions, to go in our test box and complete scenarios and different tests and things that we administer to them before they complete transactions. Our IVR and outbound customer service. Our customer experience includes a master document. This is always updated and shared with our agents. And it's updated every time there's changes made to our system, which is we take feedback from our customers very it's very important, the feedback that we receive, and also the agents that are receive that information daily. This helps us do our assessments or our reviews, and our IID website processes. As we've noticed over time, a lot of customers like to do transactions or interactions over our website, and our agents have to be highly skilled in walking customers through how to register, how to help them, assist them enter their information, or set up online, which is very important. Another big piece is what we look for is service skills, the ability to understand what the customer is calling for, help identify the issue, and ultimately the goal is to find a solution. Very good about diffusing customer frustration or anger, or different things that might be presented for resolution, explaining clearly and accurately policies and customer programs, and also maximizing use of tools and all technologies available. I could say one of the one of the challenges that we've overcome or were presented is employee turnover, and it says it's a result of, this is a entry-level position, and our agents are in high demand because they have the quality and they have the understanding of the company and the customer service background, which is very important. How we've overcome that is our training programs and the different things that we emphasize and reviews to make sure that we always have staff trained or available to us when needed, especially for our different units, whether it might be billing, field services, or in our credit and collections department. We do have skill-based routing, but we also believe in the universal agent, which is bilingual, resourceful. These are just a few, provide customized solutions, adaptable, analytical, and knowledgeable. These are the things that we look for. Going into our customer service successes, and this is pretty much where we end or leave off here. Of all the hard work that we've done in these different increments over time, with our operations, to our workforce, to our technologies, and all the tools that we have for our jobs and what we do, our successes is pretty much what we're most proud of what we've done. And some of our recognized achievements, we have elevated performance in the following, in our major key performance indicators. Abandonment rate, right now we're about 6%. Every year this continues to decrease. Right now I project about a 5% abandonment rate for the year. So every year our abandonment rate continues to decrease in the technologies that we've implemented, the different business processes that we've made more efficient, our documentation, our training. We were at one time about a 20 to 21% abandonment rate. We have decreased this over time to about 15%, and that's with the use of technology and training in our workforce. Our average wait time, last year was about 90 seconds. This year, the year continues to go as it's going. We project a little over 1 minute wait time, when before, a few years back, we did have a wait time almost about 4 minutes. So we have made very big gains in this area for average wait time for our customers. Average talk time, another key indicator, 3 minutes. It's how efficient and accurately we get the information back to our customers and complete the transaction. 3 minutes. First call resolution rate, about 87%. Before, we did not have the technology to really monitor or see how well we were doing on first call resolution. Right now we're at about 87%, industry standard, about 80 to 85%. So we're doing very well in this particular area. Also, we get real-time feedback from our customers, as we also have a customer service survey that customers can take embedded into our IVR, which also helps us get customer feedback instantly. Our IVR containment, our system was towards the end of life. We did not have a lot of self-service or automation. Right now we're at about a 40% containment rate, when before we were at about a 10%, 15% containment rate. So this is pretty much one of the major things that we've done, is have our IVR contain more of those calls as we were continuing to grow. And also customer feedback in our survey data. Now we are getting quarterly updates and instant feedback from our customers, which the feedback from our customers is very good and very positive for all these changes and modifications that we've done. And overall, just the quality of service. We put a lot of hard work on what we do. We are a major utility that provides water and power, which is very critical. And especially as you see in the staff, everybody takes quite a bit of pride in what they do on a daily basis, and the dedication we have to our customers, and truly find the best solution that fits their needs All this work that we do is completely for them, and the satisfaction that we're doing a good job. So that would pretty much wrap up our achievements. So, and everything that we've done, ultimately, these key factors, anywhere from our abandonment rate to our wait time, our first call resolution rate, and the quality of service, these are the things that we've done over time, which has been about a 5-year plan in increments to make these changes and things for our customers. So with that, that was a lot of information to cover in that period of time, and now I turn it back to Juliana.
Great. Thank you so much, Daniel. We are going to get into our Q&A piece now, and we've had several questions come in already. Let's see. The first one is for Tim. Tim, and Danny, of course, you can jump in as well to comment. The question is, does the local community college have a program that trains workers for BPO and call center? And is there a certification or suite of courses that help train workers in this area? Tim, do you want to start off?
Okay, can you hear me, Juliana?
Yes.
Okay. Imperial Valley College has a customer service academy, and so they offer courses on a semester basis, but if there's a need for additional courses or additional training, then that's where the Workforce Development Board would identify funds and put those funds to support a specific business or a specific industry or sector. And so we are able to move very quickly in developing a workforce training program for specific industries.
Okay. Daniel, so how does IID work with the community to make sure that you guys are always getting a good constant flow of the workforce that you need?
Yes, Juliana, we can continually have involvement with our local schools, and for anywhere from job fairs to other educational presentations, whether it be for the water side or energy or power side, to go down and to be visible in the public and give presentations of job opportunities or advancement, or just different to continue the educational program of the youth at the elementaries or in the colleges with these different outreaches that we do. The feedback has been very positive.
Great, great. And another question for you, Daniel. Why did you select these specific locations in the county for the customer contact centers?
Well, I think in this particular location, this is our operating headquarters here for Imperial Valley. We do service both territories in Coachella Valley and Imperial Valley, but it's pretty much our base or our hub of everything that we do. We do have an extended division office there in La Quinta, but this was the most strategic place to put our operations as we're closely tied to our other supporting units and different job processes of what we do here in Imperial Valley.
Okay, great, thank you. Tim, the next question is for you. You mentioned about Mexicali being you guys working really closely with them. How does the labor pool from Mexicali come into play for a business in Imperial County? And the second part is, how can an IT or BPO service company leverage that pool?
Sure. Because of our geographic location to Mexicali, Mexico, we have a lot of people crossing the border on a daily basis in both directions. And even though the unemployment in Imperial County is very high, Mexicali, there's about 40 to 60,000 people that legally can work in the United States, and many of those work across the border on a daily basis. They go home at night and they come back the next morning, and they are very highly educated. And it's, you know, most people think that that's just for agriculture, but it's not. A lot of our engineers, a lot of our doctors or teachers actually have gone to school in Mexicali and work here in the United States. So companies or organizations like Caltrans, the Imperial Irrigation District, even our cities, employ people that are living in Mexicali. And so it's a very unique situation. It's very good for our economy. It allows us to be very competitive with the cost of doing business in other areas, because of they can live in an area that's a little bit less expensive for housing and food and education in Mexicali.
Okay. Another question for you, Tim. If there's a business that's interested in setting up in the county, and you know they were to come to you, what is the approach that you take with these prospects?
Well,
how do you address their requirements, basically?
Sure. Well, first of all, to put it in perspective, over the last 3 years, we've had $3 billion of investment in our county, and most of that has come through Imperial Valley Economic Development Corporation. The first thing we do is, when we're in contact with a company, we exchange a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement, make sure that there's an understanding for both parties. And then we will begin based upon what the needs are of the client, we will begin a site search. And if we find a suitable site, then we will call all the partners together, those permitting agencies, our counties, our cities, the Imperial Irrigation District for water and for energy. We will meet individually, or we'll meet in a group, and we'll go through all the issues that may come up, so we can help them along the way. And one of those things is workforce. So we will meet with our workforce development board and identify funds and training programs for companies. So there's a whole series of things we can offer for a client, from site selection all the way through permit assistance and workforce training, utility acquisition. So it's really what the client needs. We can assist in every part of the transaction, or sometimes it's just one part. So it's really up to the client. Now, we've got a lot of experience in doing that. As I mentioned, $3 billion of investment in the last 3 years, and we're currently working on about $7 billion of projects.
Okay, great. I think we have time for just one final question, and this is for Danny. What is a challenge that you have experienced with the center, because it's in a more rural environment, and how are you addressing the challenge?
Well, you know, being in a more rural environment, I think that you know, we have you know, that's actually something that is a strength, you know, for our workforce. You know, we do have you know, highly talented or multi-skilled people, and we have a wide selection of different pools that we can choose from. And you know, I really think that you know, this serves as a benefit, not necessarily as a challenge, because you know, people are always looking to advance and to you know, broaden their skills and what they can do. This is you know, something that's been a positive, not necessarily a negative, as a negative.
Okay, great. That's definitely a positive for our rural communities out there. We are at the top of the hour here, so with that, we conclude today's webinar. I would like to thank the speakers for taking the time to share their experience with us. And also thank you for the attendees for participating. Please look out for an email later this week with links to the presentation and the recording. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.